Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today, and much appreciated you guys checking today's video out. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the small window or the small time frame of year that lizards will outproduce any other soft plastic or jig that you can use. There's a little window there. The conditions have to be just right, but when you fall in those conditions, there's not another bait better out there than just the old school lizard. So we'll go over that a little bit. Real quick, just wanted to give you guys a reminder, if you guys are interested in ordering any lizards or any other baits, one of the best ways to support the channel is to order through the Baitworks link, and I'll put the link in the description. They got everything you could possibly need there at Baitworks, a wide range of the latest cutting edge stuff. You can get the block of old school jigs there, and it's a great way to support the channel, and it's also a great way to support a company that supports fishermen. Baitworks does a lot with local anglers, and they give back a lot to the community, so that's much appreciated there. Okay guys, let's talk a little bit about the whole lizard deal. These are the two that I use. These are my favorite lizards. These are the Zoom 8-inch lizards. We're going to talk a little bit about the window, then I'm going to go to a little bit about color on them. First of all, a lot of people equate lizards with working best in the spring, and that there's an element of truth to that. There's a window in the spring that we're going to talk about where they work far and above any other bait, but they'll work all year long. It's not like a lizard will quit working. Lizard's one of the greatest baits you can throw on a Carolina rig all year long. It doesn't matter spring, winter, summer, fall. But when I'm talking specifically about the lizard today, it's going to be in a Texas rig application. So anyway, when do you want to use the lizard? Guys, this has been my experience where lizard works the best. When you have the window, the water temperature window of between 55 and 60 degrees. Now this is going to occur anywhere between now up until some type of mid-April, depending upon the part of the country in. When you get that window of 55 to 60 degree water in the springtime of the year, and you combine that with the water visibility of probably around anywhere between 1.5 feet to 3 foot of visibility, that is when the lizard absolutely works the best anything. I don't care if you're fishing it around boat docks, if you're flipping laydowns, if you're flipping stumps, if you're flipping grass, if you're flipping just, whatever cover that you have available. That is the window when you want to use lizards. And a lot of times this doesn't last very long. When you're talking about the water temperatures ranging 55 to 60 degrees, you're usually talking about a 2-week window. That's about it. And then they get, from the time the water temperature first hits 55 degrees to the time that it goes over 60, most of the time you got about 2 weeks. So that's when this lizard really shines. So what I like to do in that type of area, a lot of these fish are real close to spawning. I wouldn't even necessarily consider them a true pre-spawn bite. It's almost like there's a little window you call between spawn and pre-spawn that the lizard is going to work good. So what I want to do is I'm going to start going back into those areas that I think the fish are going to spawn. The flatter stuff towards the back end of the coves, protected type of water. And I'm going to start pitching and flipping this lizard around whatever available cover it is. Again, it just depends on what type of cover you have in your lake. But I'm fishing it around any target. Like I said, it could be rock, wood, concrete, whatever it may be in there, behind boat docks, whatever. And these fish that are in there, these bass, although the lizard will work pitching around bedding bass, these fish that are in there and bite this lizard, they are the ones in there hunting beds, hunting bedding areas. They're cruising looking for bedding areas. Sometimes there's males, sometimes there's females. But whatever the cause, there's something about the profile, the look, the way a lizard falls in the water that will get those fish to bite better than a beaver, better than a brush hog, better than a tube, better than a jig, better than anything during that window. The key on this, guys, there's 2 keys though to get these fish to bite other than just throwing the lizard. Number 1 is the color. Number 2 is the weight you want to use. The key to getting lots of bites during this window is you have to use a light sinker. So I'm using an 1/8 ounce sinker, no more than a 3/16. If it's really windy out or something, I'll put a 3/16 on, but most of the time I want an 1/8 ounce sinker that causes this lizard to fall nice and slow. On top of that, I'm not pegging it. I'm just letting it slide up and down the line. Usually have anywhere between 15 to 20 pound test fluorocarbon line, and usually a 4/0 straight shank hook in there. So That is the big key on there, is the lightweight. Secondary is the colors, guys. These are basically the only two colors I use. I use a solid black and I use a green pumpkin. And I let the water clarity dictate it. If I fish in water visibility of less than 1.5 feet, and specifically if I've got the water visibility maybe less than 12 inches, I'm always going with the black lizard. Black lizard works great in dirty water. Also, if you got rainy, cloudy conditions, the black will work. But if I'm fishing in anything like over 1.5 feet of visibility in that 2 foot range, I got the green pumpkin on, usually put a little orange on the tail, maybe a little bit of chartreuse. So it's a pretty simple system, guys. Like I said, that's the window that we're coming up on it. Like I said, over the next, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to be getting into this window. Pay attention, man. When you're out on your lake and you're fishing back in those coves and that water temperature is in the upper 50s, put that lizard on, put a light sinker on it, and watch to see what happens when you do on that. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll talk later.